Hey, what's up, everybody? Here we go again, episode 89 at Face Value. I'm Brian.
Lucas.
Will.
Super pumped to have you back again for another week. Rolling on. The national championship wrapped up this week with college basketball, NBA basketball season, regular season's wrapping up. MLB season's in full swing now. College baseball conference plays in full swing. So, kind of sports are ramping back up a little bit. So, we'll figure some stuff to talk about, give you about an hour of our time, and we'll go from there. So, Will, you want to open us up with a hug tonight?
I do. I'm going to give a hug to Taurus Reed Jr. Do you know the backstory on Taurus? So he played NCAA basketball. Played the other night for the Yukon Huskies. He's given his time. He's played 2 years at Yukon, 2 years at Michigan. If we look back on the last 4 years of college basketball, UConn and Michigan have won three of now the last four national titles. Mr. Reed has played for both those teams, and he has finished his college career with a grand total of zero national title wins. So
Brutal.
tough, just a tough
Yeah.
stretch there. Just to give some more context here, he played his first 2 years for Michigan. UConn wins back to back,
Mm,
transfers to UConn. Obviously, last year neither one
Florida.
of these teams went. Florida wins. Neither one of these teams make it there. And this year, UConn makes it to the title game. Michigan wins. We'll get to that later on in the show here. But man, plays 4 years. His teams have won 3 or 4 years, and he somehow leaves college with zero total rings. So
God,
hug here for Taurus Reed Jr.
Brutal.
That's just a brutal stretch.
dude, that sucks so bad.
Yeah,
God,
unbelievable. But yeah.
God. Just stick it out, and you would have had one. You know?
At
Exactly.
either school, I mean,
Yeah,
if this would be year four at Michigan, or if he just, I don't know his recruitment history. If
yeah.
I think he was recruited by Jawan Howard to Michigan, so I'm not sure if Dan Hurley had him on his radar or whatever. But yeah, that's a
Mm.
unbelievably brutal stretch to play 4 years of college basketball. Your teams win three of four championships, and you somehow walk away with zero rings. So
You're on none of
Yeah,
hug there to
those.
the young, young man that just found an unbelievable way to win not a single NCAA tournament game, or not game, but championship.
yeah.
Yep. Tough to see.
Big East champion, probably. I'm sure. Surely.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
got something out of it, I guess. Because I mean, I guess when he was at I guess UConn might have won the Big East. No,
first
last
two
year.
years of college he
No.
was at Michigan,
Yeah, but Michigan definitely didn't win the Big Ten the first 2 years he was there.
and last year's he was at UConn,
But did UConn win the Big East last
the
year?
two-time defending Big East champions. That would be the St. John Johnnies.
That's
Yeah, I would say
right.
St. John's,
Oof.
yeah.
So
Wait,
I'm
but you
not.
did UConn win it this year?
No, St. John's did.
No, St. John's
Oh
won
my God, he has nothing.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he's leaving college with zero ring, like zero anything,
No
Uh,
and
championships of any
has
kind.
played for one of the two of the best programs in the last 4 years, and
mm,
is walking away with quite
nothing.
literally zero, not
Yeah,
even a conference championship ring.
but
Tough.
you know what he did get? A hug from Will.
You know what? And that should mean more than anything. You
Agreed.
know, there's no NBA career probably coming up. It's been a rough 4 years, but you know what, Turs? You get my hug, and that should be more than anything else you could ever want in life.
Absolutely.
It's awesome. What about you, Lucas?
I'm gonna give my hug. This probably won't happen too often for Alabama people, but I'm gonna give my hug to Greg Byrne, the athletic director for the University of Alabama. So last week, Greg Byrne came out. and has been vocal. Finally, someone from a big program has been vocal about getting rid of the SEC championship game or conference championship games in general. I think this is a huge step to kind of what we were talking about previously in episodes and things about kind of getting the schedule to be aligned so we're not playing these national championship games so late and these huge breaks between um, the last game of the season or the conference championship and the teams with a bye playing 3 4 weeks later. And so I think uh, what I learned too is SEC championship game. The SEC was kind of the first conference to start these championship games, and it was a revenue generating thing in 1992. That's kind of started, and conferences started following suit, and it's exactly what it was. It was a way to generate more money, ad revenue. You see the Dr. Pepper, Allstate, all those sponsorships and TV deals for an extra game, all the hype and everything. And it worked out well. And it was a huge thing at the beginning whenever they were just trying to generate revenue. Well, now the revenue's there, right? And so these things are obsolete and need to be phased out. And Greg Byrne was kind of the first AD to kind of take the step and say, hey, we need to kind of take a look at this and kind of revamp the schedule and try to figure this out to where we can possibly play a national championship game on January 1, right? And ideally that's possible. Again, get rid of this week 0 thing, start week 0. Everybody starts on the same day earlier and then play it out where instead of having conference championship games, that's the weekend you start the playoffs. Um, I don't know. It's just I think it's a step in the right direction, and somebody big higher up in some of these big programs needed to kind of be the first voice to put that out there. And Greg Byrne stepped up and did that, which give a hug to that guy because nobody else has really stepped up and like said anything and talked about it as much. So yeah, Greg Byrne, get you a hug.
Yeah, I just wonder where it goes from here if he's able to generate more conversation out of it to get it going. But
I mean, it's been talked about so much. Like people talk about that all the time, every year, whenever these schedule this congestion at the end, and then there's this huge gap between bowl games and playoff games and stuff. And obviously, with teams going, what is it? What is the record? 1-7 for teams with buys.
hmm
Like that's a problem. And so I think this is kind of that conversation. And again, if playoff expansion happens where it at least gets to 16 teams, I mean, that's more opportunities for these SEC teams to get into the playoffs where there's going to be still more revenue. So I don't know. It's a good starting point to at least have these conversations and get it out there for people to start talking about it a little bit more. And the people who actually makes these decisions can actually talk about it and do something about it. So hopefully that's
for
the case.
sure, just got to get the big wigs to buy into it now.
I mean, absolutely. But again, the AD of one of the most storied programs in SEC history
Yeah,
is kind of
true.
the first guy to talk about it. If this came from the AD at Vanderbilt, like nobody would give a
Yeah,
crap, you know? And so, yeah, kind of a hopefully a good start to make some
for
change with the
sure.
scheduling.
Definitely.
What you got?
We lost Will. I was going to give my hug to the Utah Mammoth hockey team, more specifically to their brand new creation. I don't know if you saw this,
I did
but
not.
so they have the Zambonis that every team has. Well, the
Yep.
Utah Mammoths created the Zamoth, where they built a mammoth shell around their Zamboni and they call it the Zamoth, where it goes out on the ice to clean the ice and everything. So it's freaking awesome, man. Like
I like
it's
that.
an
Very
absolute
cool. Very
monstrosity.
cool.
Super cool. So I saw that like they built that whole shell mammoth on the front. So it's pretty sweet, man. Like kind of cool buying into the brand.
Yeah, and again, anything to get like fan interaction, like that I'm sure if my kids would be there, they'd be so pumped to see that. Like it's such a
Oh
cool
yeah,
it's kind of like the same thing like in baseball games where you have like the president's race and the freeze and all that stuff like between innings. It's kind of cool to have those types of things and like while you're at the sporting events. It's cool.
for sure. About a hike, Will?
Yeah, this is it's a little personal, I guess, for us, but it's a hike to me, and you two will probably be able to resonate with it. Our Houston Astros pitching staff can take an absolute effing hike. What the hell has gone on the last 5 days? And it's more of a hike because after the first week, we all agreed the Astros are not the Astros, and we might be taking this year off to figure out what's going on in baseball and just kind of take it in. They brought me all the way back. The offense was clicking. We were scoring runs. And then the last 5 days, I mean, just utter, just abysmal pitching. Hunter Brown comes out, looks unbelievable through two starts. All of a sudden, shoulder inflammation. He's out. He can't throw the ball for 2 weeks, which means this is at least a month to month and a half recovery. Today, Javier leaves after 1 inning, shoulder after the guy's pitched 3.5 days in the last 4 years. We're in shambles, guys. We're in just absolute shambles. And I guess it's a dual hike for me. It's the pitching staff, but also give myself a hike for believing after a week and then just getting proved, all of us getting proved absolutely right. We can't be healthy. We can't have fun anymore. And the 10 years we did have fun, just enjoy those because it's gone.
Yes.
For sure.
That's why I was the big proponent of tear it all down, dude. This thing's over and it's okay. All good things have to come to an end at some point, right? Um, but yeah, I never got caught up in it. Number one, not just I was excited. Don't get me wrong. I was excited to watch the offense. I think we still have are scoring the most runs in
We have a
baseball.
very good offense.
Yeah, so far. Obviously, hot and cold that can change pretty quickly too. But obviously, like I was excited, but in the back of my mind, I still said, "There's no shot that this team is going to beat the Dodgers in 7 game series. Like it's just not happening." And so my excited meter never got too high because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. The Dodgers are just better than everybody. And most likely it'll probably be a Yankees Dodgers World Series matchup again, and everybody in the media will be super happy. MLB will be pumped because the two big media, huge giants, will be playing each other, and it'll be fun. But yeah, I was excited for a little bit too. Offense looks fun. Obviously, runs are fun, but yeah,
But I guess that is my hike is that with this pitching staff, especially if Hunter and Javier are out for a while, if they don't score 5 runs every game, they have zero chance to win.
for sure.
Zero chance. This pitching staff is awful,
Yeah,
awful. Guys that we traded for to try to upgrade, which was obviously a joke at the time, they all stink. Brian Abreu can't get out of an inning without giving up 2 to 3 runs.
yep,
Hader's still hurt since what, last August? So I mean, I'm not kidding. If this offense does not score at least 5 runs, just chalk it up as a loss. There is no
And it's
chance
not
they can
even
win
it's
a
not even
baseball
necessarily
game.
5 runs. I mean, they've lost 12-10 and 9-7. Like
Agreed,
so
but that
that's minimum.
my
yeah.
statement now on April 8th, we are a full week and a half into this season. The Astros cannot win consistently unless this offense scores at least 5 runs because the pitching staff
Yeah.
will not be able to hold opponents. We got swept by the freaking Rockies,
Yeah, but
and not even close.
we also swept the freaking Red Sox, so it's like a Jekyll
Who
and
are
Hyde
all,
thing
also have their own issues.
for sure. But I think this is also a culmination of farm system just depleted for the last 8 years. Like just a
And we
slow grind, and every time we try to upgrade in the at the trade deadline, we throw away some more farm pieces.
Well,
Just throw away some more farm pieces,
we
and
kept getting away with these pitchers showing up out of thin air for
absolutely,
Yeah.
years. And now it's finally like, oh, we can't just pull a guy from double A.
yeah,
He's going to magically have a 3.2 ERA in the majors. Like, it's just not going to happen anymore.
yeah. The
But
Luis Garcias of the world aren't very common.
yeah.
No.
Also, are y'all more into why is Eric Getty and JP France in AAA and AA when they were major league pitchers 2 years ago? Did something happen that I missed that on?
I have no
Eric
idea.
Getty, I don't understand. Like Eric Getty was actually pitching really well last year, and then he got injured, and
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
even when he came back, he
just
was pitching pretty well.
broke his finger in the
JP
outfield
France, like
shagging balls.
yeah, JP France fell off though. Like he struggled bad the last couple of years. So I mean, I think that was the big thing with him. But Eric Getty's the
Which
one.
is
Like I was
fine
like, I
and
don't
all, but
understand
like
why he doesn't have a position there.
which okay, you're right, Brian. I agree with that. But through 2 weeks of the season, we got to try something. I mean, these guys can't do nothing. The bullpen is
No,
awful, which it was awful last year. We had to upgrade the starting pitching because we knew we were losing everybody. And I mean, these guys just can't throw the baseball. But
yeah.
I don't want to get bogged down in the Astros here. Yeah, just hike to me for believing, hike to the Astros pitching staff as a whole. But carry on, boys.
What about you, Lou?
Yeah, so man, my hike is a little hike. It was a full on hike until I got a little bit more information to the story and kind of the whole situation. But my hike is to Mr. Donald Trump, Mr. President. Um, so Donald Trump decides in the middle of the week while there's supposedly this big war going on that it's pertinent to sign an executive order to start having some rules for college football and collegiate athletes to be able to play only 5 years and only one transfer without having to sit out. Mr. President, uh, just stay in your lane, buddy. That's my hike. Like this is something like if this has to do with business and that kind of thing, like that's your deal. But the reason I say it's a little bit less of a hike now is I think the whole point of the executive order was to kind of get people talking about it, to be able to make some rules and have some rules in place instead of the Wild West. But with the NIL and the NIL era, like there's no way this is going to stand up in court. Like there's no shot, and it's honestly kind of a waste of time. Um, and again, I think he has bigger fish to fry than worrying about whether a cornerback from Fresno State transfers to Texas State and then to Sam Houston State and then ends up at LSU. It doesn't matter. Um, but again, I'm just curious to see like the whole transfer thing. I think that should stay free in my personal opinion. I think people should be able to transfer out as freely as they want. It's market value, right? If somebody's willing to pay for your services more than another place, like you should be able to do that. It's the same thing like if you're a musician, right? If you go and if you want to play at a small dive bar in a small town for $150 a night, sure. But if someone's paying you $100,000 to go play at the arena and sell it out, like you go there, right? Like, there's no question about it. You don't stay in your hometown and just say, "Oh, I'm just going to play this little honky tonk the rest of my life." Like it just doesn't happen. Um, so again, free market. I think again that should be what it is. And if coaches are willing to be able to move around as freely as they do to take more money, why can't players? That's my biggest thing. If these rules are going to be put in place for players, they have to stay. They can only be for there for 5 years, and they can't transfer. Then the same rules should apply for coaches. They should, if they sign a contract for 5 years, they have to stay at that place for 5 years. Um, if they want to maintain some continuity, that's just my 2 cents. But I think that was just a little too much of a reach for the president to kind of butt into it. But again, there needs to be something. There needs to be some rules and regulations. Um, but I also think this could honestly, if this starts becoming into effect and they actually enforce this and it stands up in court, this is going to be the first domino to fall for the SEC and the Big Ten to just break off and do their own thing and just get away from the NCAA and being regulated anyway. So there actually could be some good out of this, to be honest. But yeah,
It was just interesting to me that what came out of it was eligibility and transfer, when that's not the problem
no,
at all with what's going on. if you want to cap it at 5 years, that's fine. That's
Agreed.
essentially what it is now. I mean, whenever you count, I don't understand that they're putting a full cap on it, but uh, the transfer issue, I'm with you, Lucas. Like, especially if you have coaches that are leaving in and out, and you come here for a coach, and that coach jumps ship. Why are you tied to this university?
For
People
sure.
want to say you come from the university. That's hogwash. You come for the coach, and
Yeah.
coaches do have an impact on certain players, styles. All that makes a massive difference. I
100%.
mean, I understand. I lived it. I did it. I understand. So, capping that at 1 year, get that crap out of here. Um, but that's not the problem with college athletics. It is the money and what's going on. So for this to come out as a eligibility problem and a transfer problem, I'm with you. Give me a hike, get that out of here. That is not what's going on. That's not the pertinent problem in college athletics.
Yeah.
It's much more underlying with the money and the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. So eligibility, no, get that out of here.
I think I agree with that 100%. I'm not putting my tinfoil hat on or something, but like I feel like there are some people that were highly invested in college athletics, specifically football, that are not making as much money because this money is actually going to the athletes now. And so these people who were making millions and millions of dollars on the backs of these athletes for years and years and years, now they're not getting their cut and they're mad.
Boo effing who.
Agreed. Like we like I'm not gonna throw out the slavery word, but like these like because people are saying, oh, it's an education, they're getting an education. Dude, that's $1 billion industry. The education that they're getting is worth absolutely nothing compared to
Nothing.
what the money that
Nothing.
these college programs are making. It's
To a
wild.
certain extent, for most people, college is a hoax anyway. I don't want to get on that hiatus right
Yes,
now, but
agreed.
it's a joke anyway. So,
Yes, it's a business. It's a money making entity. But
and not for the students.
no, no. There's people making plenty of money on the backs of students and especially the athletes when we're talking about $1 billion business. But you're exactly right. But the 5 years, I think there should be some rules, but there should be uh, some grace and some gray area in there too, right? Speaking of gray, like a gray shirt, like if a kid tears his ACL in fall camp, and
Injuries,
yeah,
injuries.
there should be some should be things in place to allow kids to have like an extra year past the five. It shouldn't be a hard limit of five. That's crazy. The reason we're seeing all these athletes too that are staying 7 years, like there's still the COVID year that threw a wrench into everything. Like we're starting to get to the back end of it, but those kids who were freshmen in what was it, 2020, like that year didn't count. And so they start in 21. They have the 5 years to play. They get hurt. They get a gray shirt if they get injured. But I don't know. But yes, I think it all comes down to money. Somebody's not getting the money that they did before, and they're angry about it, is what I
Oh,
think. But
yeah.
that's
No.
my tinfoil hat conspiracy theory thing. But yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. But again, it's not his lane. I don't know. Stay out of it.
And even if it is his lane, he chose the wrong angle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Brian.
my hike is going to go to the Las Vegas Raiders, who decided, even though they're about to draft Fernando Mendoza, that their best option at quarterback right now is to sign Kirk Cousins to a 5 year, $172 million contract. First year, 20 million fully guaranteed. I will say I almost gave him a hug, but I'll kind of throw a hug. Like Mike McCartney, Kirk Cousins' agent, has been his agent his whole career. So including this contract, Kirk Cousins is 99% of his career earnings are going to be fully guaranteed at this point. So I don't know what the Raiders' plan is. I mean, I understand wanting to bring a guy in that can be a bridge guy for Mendoza, so you don't have to just throw him to the wolves immediately. But to pay that kind of money, especially now that you have Max Crosby back on the books because nobody wants to trade for him, like it just seems like a very wild situation. And I don't know how they're going to be able to kind of work their way out of this, but that's Vegas for you.
I mean, we've had this conversation before. NFL contracts make no sense with the guaranteed money and the deferred money or the way they manipulate salary cap space and all that kind of stuff. It's a 5 year, $172 million contract. But in essence, it's a 1 year, $20 million fully
Yeah.
guaranteed contract. So I'm going to break it down from that standpoint. If all they're paying is 20 million, and I think this year his cap hits like one, I'm not even going to try to dive into the rest of it because it doesn't make sense. And there's obviously cap reasons and whatever the hell they did to make it that. You know you're drafting Fernando Mendoza number one overall. He is going to start, or probably should start, if you're number one overall from day one. 20 million fully guaranteed for a backup quarterback is absolutely outrageous. Back to Brian's point, when you already had the Crosby trade fall through, when you're on the hook for his money, which you thought was off the books, everybody else you signed in free agency, and you just guarantee 20 million to a guy that in reality you hope doesn't take a single snap for you all season outside of victory formation. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. And if you're signing him, guaranteeing that much money, are you hoping your number one overall draft pick like
Bus.
breaks his ankle in week three? Like, what are we doing here? You can get a reliable backup for 8 to 12, and then you were like, hey, you know what, Kirk, come in here. We'll give you 20 mil to just sit on the sideline, sip a mojito, eat eat, eat whatever you want in Las Vegas, and just mentor this kid. Crazy, absolutely crazy.
So do you think that
I
Mendoza
mean,
like will be the starter though? Because I mean, like for me, like if you're paying a guy $20 million,
Absolutely.
like you're kind of setting him up to be the starter. Like, I mean, that's the way I look at it.
I think there is a less than 1% chance Fernando Mendoza does not start week one. Less than
I guess
one.
my biggest thing, I guess my biggest thing is like I always like I'm always hesitant on throwing quarterbacks in from day one, just because you see how many times they bust because they get thrown out there, they struggle, and they just never have the opportunity to adjust. I don't remember exactly who the offensive guys are for Vegas and if he is going to be set up for success, but I mean, I kind of understand too. Like you do have Cousins and you create competition at least. Then if you at least sit Mendoza, 3, 4 games and then let him start, I mean, that kind of makes sense for me too.
I
but for
almost said
20
who.
million, like,
Yeah, I mean, you might be right, Brian.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
I almost said who's the last quarterback drafted 1-1 that didn't start right away? But it hasn't been that many years, right? Because Baker went 1-1 to Cleveland and he didn't start right away.
Hmm.
So I guess there is a precedent within the last, what, 10 years, I guess, with Baker. Uh,
Yeah.
you don't have to start him, but I feel like, especially over the last, almost said that, can't do that with the kids these days, but 5 to 8 years for sure that, yeah, you caught on to that.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 to 8 years, like when guys are drafted, even in the first round, they're not even
Yeah.
getting sat. Like you're pretty much you are the starter, and if you're not started day one, you're starting at some point within that
During the
first
season, yeah.
season. Um, I really just don't see a world. I'm not surprised they signed Kirk Cousins. I think he's been in the league a long time. He does have value. He's at the stage of his career. He should accept a backup role and try to mentor a next guy because his stage of the at 39. What do you really have left to offer, long term? But Mendoza's going to be the starter. He should be the starter. Kurt should just receive that backup role with grace and be like, "I'll take my 20 million and keep my mouth shut and you know keep it moving along."
I was gonna say the mentorship side of it, but I don't think being a mentor backup is worth $20 million.
It's not, but
Yeah.
if
No.
in his position, he should take it with grace and be like, "I'll
Oh
do
yeah.
whatever the hell you want me to do."
But what I was gonna say is, the Saints signed Zach Wilson as a backup,
Did they
and
really?
yeah, and so
Worst organization in sports.
well, yes, I agree. But what I'm saying now is Spencer Rattler. I mean, say what you will, he wasn't an awful quarterback in New Orleans on a bad team. Like you can pay Spencer Rattler if you wanted to have somebody in there for a year, let Mendoza develop, like put him in there for $8 million a year, let him take his lumps, get another big good pick next year in next year's draft, and let Mendoza take the reins in year two instead of paying 20 million to somebody. That's just my 2 cents because somebody's going to leave New Orleans, especially if Tyler Shuck is the starter. um,
Joe Flacco.
yeah, Joe Flacco's yeah,
Flacco. I know Flacco said he wanted to get a chance to start, but he re-signed with Cincy,
yeah,
which I guess his odds there with Burrow's injury history, he might get a chance to
higher,
start.
yeah,
But it wasn't 20 million that he got, and like,
no,
I mean, if we're comparing Joe Flacco to Kirk Cousins as far as a backup role trying to mentor, I mean, what's the difference there? Flacco's won more than Kirk Cousins, if we're being honest.
yeah,
I'm not going to sit here and argue who's had the best career, but as far as winning in important moments and trying to build a guy, I'm not going to sit here and say there's a massive difference between Joe Flacco and Kirk Cousins. So
yeah,
giving 20 million to him to me is crazy.
yeah.
I guess
Um,
that's where I'm falling on.
y'all were laughing about the Zach Wilson signing, but a former Jets failure just won the Super Bowl. So, um,
Hey,
Come on
the
now.
I,
Jets have learned from their mistakes and they are going back to their old roots, okay?
That's right.
They have learned.
yeah, but Zach Wilson failed in New York with the Jets, and now he's in New Orleans. That means the Saints are probably going to win the Super Bowl in the next 3 years with Zach Wilson.
No. No, see, the Jets are going to win this year because they realize their former quarterbacks can win, so they just got Geno Smith.
True.
So
Yeah,
the Jets are
of
going all the
course.
way with an absolutely horrendous roster and no money. But
So it's going to be a Jets Saints Super Bowl.
Oh my gosh, dude. Put your bets down now.
I I almost said
Dude,
something I can't say, but
what are the
um,
odds, dude? That's got to be if you bet that.
plus a million,
God,
That's
dude, that would be
impossible
wild.
odds. Impossible odds.
a
Yeah,
50-cent bet should net you over 100 grand for some ridiculous crap like that.
yeah,
Yes.
That would be crazy.
that would be wild. But yeah, yeah, we're talking crazy now, guys.
We are. We are 32 minutes into this, and we haven't gotten to the NCAA championship, which did happen a few days ago. Even though, well, actually, we've had a Final Four and the NCAA championship.
Yep.
Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot to talk about with it.
Um,
No.
was there only one of us that watched it? Because I'm pretty sure Will might have been the only one that watched the game.
I did watch. I did watch, and it was one of the more disappointing things I have watched in sports recently because the matchups to me were so intriguing. Illinois was so hot. UConn, we talked about it last week. I kind of balked and then I took back off of it that UConn is dynastic. We were on the verge here. And then we had Michigan, Arizona, two of the best, if you want to say three, probably the two best teams all season long, matching up in a juggernaut. And both games just left a lot to be desired. After an Elite Eight that was very, 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 very good.
Yeah,
UConn pretty much handled Illinois. They couldn't score. Michigan from the absolute jump. It was a 10-point lead within 3 minutes of the game. Beat the absolute brakes off of Arizona. Um, just very, very, very discouraging of a Final Four for something that seemed to be very, very good. But you get them, you do get them, and now instead of harping and being sad about what the Final Four was in the championship game, yeah, I know UConn closed late. Michigan dominated the game again from the jump. Uh, we should probably look back and say Michigan,
yeah.
one of the better teams throughout the season. I mean, they had a very good season.
Three
Absolute
losses.
three losses. One to Duke. They lost to a Wisconsin team that you know uh, just had a good game. You have them,
Yeah,
and then they lost to who else? They lost to somebody in the Big Ten tournament because they did not win the Big Ten title. Don't go anywhere, folks. I will find this and 37-3.
Who did they lose to?
Duke. Did they not lose to somebody, or am I going crazy?
They have 3 losses.
I know they have three losses, and I'm only seeing they lost to Wisconsin regular season. Oh no, that's it. I guess Michigan did win the Big Ten tournament.
They lost to Purdue in the championship game.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, that's right. It doesn't show me the NCAA tournament on the app over here. So yeah, Purdue. Uh, Dominant run. Maybe the
Yeah,
best Michigan team of all time.
I mean, you
Dude,
talk
people harp on the
the
Fab
Bat Fab
Five,
Five, of course. They weren't as
which is
dominant.
people forget, man. Michigan won an NCAA tournament 88, 89, like 3
89, I
years
think.
before the Fab Five.
Yeah,
I understand like the hype and everything with that team, but they didn't get the job done.
no,
You've had two of the teams that were very great in their own right that have got the job done. Dusty May in year three, two at Michigan already wins a national title. Hell of a run,
I agree.
absolute hell of a run.
Yeah, and I know we were kind of talking about before the podcast too that this was one of the highest rated uh, watched tournaments in a long time. And man, I know everybody loves a Cinderella story, but I mean, it's kind of like in college football. Like everybody wants to see the juggernauts go head to head, and whenever you have these good teams going head to head with these close games, it's just more exciting. Like people want to watch that. People want to watch the Duke Michigan or Duke UConns. Um, those games are just yeah. I don't know. The theatrics are better. The athletes are better. The matchups are better. Obviously, you love a Cinderella that wins round one, but then you see him get bounced round two and three and just get destroyed. Um, so I think that plays a big part into it too. And again, we talk about NIL. I think that has a big part into it too. That's why there's so many
I mean,
like really good teams, like competitive teams, because the NIL stacking up whenever these mid majors have these studs who don't develop at 18 years old, there's people who develop late. There's kids that develop later in life, right? Whenever you hit 21, you go through growth spurts, you get more athletic, you get bigger, stronger once you get into a program, and then you go transfer to a bigger school and you dominate. And so, yeah, I think that plays a big part into it too.
absolutely. I mean, to piggyback off that, Lucas, Michigan, obviously, this new era hasn't been underway that long, but Michigan becomes the first team. Their starting five are all transfers.
Yeah.
None of their starting five started their career at Michigan, so they become the first team to win a national title without having a single starter, not player, but single starter that came to Michigan as a freshman. And I'm sure that's not going to be the last time we see that with the trends we're setting in,
No.
in college sports. But um, the last couple of years, it was like, oh, you bring in these kids doesn't mean you're just guaranteed to a title. Here is Dusty May. Here is Michigan. They bring in guys from lower level schools that might have been overlooked by some other teams at bigger schools, bigger conferences, whatever it is.
Out of
And
high school, yes, for sure.
yeah, absolutely. But even like Yaxel Lindenberg, who was Michigan's biggest guy all year, he came from not South Florida, but
UCF,
no, we're gonna get the UAB,
UAB.
UAB in Florida. I mean, who the hell's this guy? Spends 3, 4 years at UAB, then comes to Michigan in 1 year, wins the national title. Like
Yeah,
this guy sat under the radar for that long at UAB, and then he's the best player on the best team in college basketball. Uh, I think you're going to see a lot more of that as we move forward. That guys that
yeah.
find whatever works for them. So
I honestly, with Michigan winning this national championship, I think it also brings us to another point, which again, where we live and the teams that we love and follow. Um, I think there needs to be a conversation to be had. I mean, the two revenue generating sports in college are basketball and football, and we got to talk about how the Big Ten is now dominating both of them, right? Like we have to have a sit down conversation. The last 5 years, like obviously you had Florida, but I mean, the Big Ten in basketball. I mean, you talk about the Big 12, but I mean, Michigan just won a natty. You have teams like Illinois, Indiana won the national championship in football this year, and then Ohio State before that, Michigan before that. Like, eh, there,
UCLA women.
I was just gonna say UCLA women. I was getting there. Like these, the sports that generate revenue. Obviously, we talk about baseball. That's dominated by the SEC, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, the sports that make money, the Big Ten has figured something out. I don't know what that is, but they've figured something out, which the SEC. I feel like it's cyclical too. It might be one of these cyclical things. The last 20 years, the SEC dominated football. Like it
Do you
just
think that you think that's part of the problem though? The SEC just assumed they would keep dominating because kids want to play in the SEC. They want to come to these schools, and we're always going to get the best talent. Or maybe the Big Ten was finding, undermining or finding, finding these kids that were better fits. Or the
diamonds in the
SEC's like
rough. Yeah,
SEC, hey, the talent wants to come to the SEC. So has that dynamic changed maybe where they've been going to the Big Ten these last few years, finding their better fit, the right coaches that can put it all together. And what's up, Gato?
Yeah.
And and
no, I mean, I think fit has a big part into it too. Like obviously, what has done the past few years has been phenomenal. um, but you look at Ohio State. Ohio State's not begging for these diamonds in the rough recruits and transfers, right? They're getting some of these big stars as well. They're just putting it all together. And again, let's question it a little bit too. I mean, we talk about conference top to bottom, which conference is more difficult to play in. When you have Vanderbilt, what Vanderbilt was last year, and then you have a Purdue, like where you're going to get more bumps and bruises, like throughout the course of a 12 game season, you're gonna have more difficulty running through the gauntlet of the SEC. My personal opinion, uh,
but
but
I think that goes basketball and
yes,
football because again the SEC got in 10, 11 teams in the NCAA tournament,
yeah,
and everybody agreed, hey, the top is not as heavy. But when you look at it on the full spectrum, the conference is deeper.
yeah,
Big Ten, hey, top heavy, great teams, really good teams here at the top. The bottom, woof, middle, eh. And we kind of saw that in football as well. Top heavy, Ohio State, Indiana, unbelievable generational teams. Bottom half, oh, this is not very
garbage.
good.
Yeah,
SEC, we saw it as well. Like, hey, man, maybe the SEC isn't as deep or isn't as strong at the top, but man, from 1 to 12, yikes.
yeah,
Absolute yikes. And I think that's what we're seeing is the SEC continues to get less and less of a gap between top and bottom, but that doesn't mean they're at the top of the sports anymore.
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially again the revenue generating ones, the ones that matter, the ones that make money. The Big Ten has to be.
So I'll pose this question to both of y'all then. As the conference, is it well, I don't know how to say it because I already know how you're going to answer it, but I'll ask anyway. If the revenue is still generating, how mad is the SEC that they're not winning the title if they're still bringing in all the money?
I mean, the athletic directors of the schools and the programs aren't that mad about it, right? They're still making money, but
Agreed.
but head coaches and players, I mean,
Yeah.
they're probably not too
But
pumped about it. And
is that on is that on the face, or is that just to show the fans like, oh, we really care, or on the backside are they saying, hey, we brought in a record revenue. Yeah, sucks we didn't win it out. The Big Ten got it, but we're gonna be okay.
no, because I don't think so because I mean, when we're talking about just straight like profit generating, like I think they said LSU football, like profit was like $800,000. Like that they're spending like $200 million a year on the program, just a net 800,000. They want to win. At the end of the day, that's what they want to do. I don't think if money was the biggest issue. I mean, and winning brings money too, like in other ways too to schools, right? Alabama over the course of the last 20 years, their um not acceptance, but their requests students applications,
Applications.
yeah, the applicant number skyrocketed when they were winning national championships because everybody wanted to go to the school to go to the football games to watch winning football, you know. And so I think there's another play in that too. um but again, I think at the end of the day, and I think there's always going to be a battle between like athletic directors and coaches. Like athletic directors, they want to generate the revenue. They want money. They want more money to come in. They want that extra SEC game. Whereas coaches are like, give me the cupcake. We need a tune-up game. We don't want to play another conference game. That's another possible loss on the schedule.
Right.
So I think there's a battle there too. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Was that part three contest? Was that like a celebrity caddy thing? Because I saw that Jason
Yeah.
Kelsey was there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just kind of do whatever they want to do with
Drub it
that.
up.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
you.
We should, but yeah. Masters is starting up tomorrow. Round one. Anybody y'all rooting for? Anybody y'all wanting to see take it this year? I know Rory was the big story last year, getting the Grand Slam.
I know, man. That's kind of what gets me. Is it bad to say Bryce?
Dude, it's absolutely perfectly
Because
acceptable because that's who I'm rooting for.
I really
Yeah.
think it's Bryson for me. I don't know why. I don't have a underlying story or any super good reason for it, but like you said, Rory was the story just because of all the years and trying to complete that Grand Slam. But maybe it's because I feel like Bryson's the best golfer that hasn't done it, or the LIV PGA rivalry that's underlying. It's kind of funny for us to watch as sports fans, but I think for me it's Bryson. I'm kind of cheering for him.
What's crazy for me
Brian?
is that what's crazy for me is that we're having to watch the Masters without Tiger or Phil for was it the first time since like
Yeah,
1997 or something like that. Like, it's just kind of crazy, but yeah, I mean Bryson obviously. Uh,
sucks.
I mean, I still love watching Scotty Scheffler. I mean, he's fun to watch. Um, I
Yeah,
would like to see like Jordan Spieth like somehow find a way back. Like he's like
Resurrect.
down in the depths. I mean, it would just be nice to like see. I mean, dude, it's just crazy to see how he's like on top of the golfing world and it just completely falls off the planet. Like it's so wild, but
yeah.
I don't
I,
know.
I Bryson's obviously at the top of my list too. Talk about one of the guys that like literally was one of the most hated golfers around. Like nobody liked the
Yeah.
guy. Goes to live, starts a YouTube channel, gets more personable, and now he's one of the most loved golfers in all of golf.
Begging him to
Um,
come back. People are begging for him to come back to
yeah,
the tour.
dude, for sure. But why would he? He won the last two live tournaments. I think he made $30 million in two tournaments, playing once a month. He can go play in shorts. They let him have his YouTube channel, do whatever he wants. Like, dude, he's living the
He's
life.
fine.
Yeah,
He's
he's
fine.
living the life. Um, but no, I put a little futures bet on Bryson this year. I think I got him at plus 809. So I like that a lot.
He is the betting favorite now, right?
When I looked, Rory was at least on where I get mine on the underdog.
I know Scotty was the favorite, but I think Bryson turned into the people's betting favorite. Like everybody was
Yeah.
really rooting or cheering for Bryson. But
So so you can still get Bryson at plus 809. So Bryson and John Rahm are both at plus 809. Scotty's at plus 400 and Ludwig Ahlberg is at plus 733, which I like
Jo-
Ahlberg. I do like
I do
Ahlberg.
too. But John Rahm's been booty cheeks, man.
Yeah.
He hasn't played good golf in a while, in my opinion. Um,
Dude, Ashke Bhatia at plus
he has
1900. Ah,
he
dude.
has played some good golf, and that was a point I was going to bring up. Is that when it comes to Masters time, we all kind of focus on the big names, rightfully so, and normally the big names do pull through. Not saying against it. We are all golf fans. We don't do a lot of golf on this podcast. The start to this season, especially, there's been some names that have just shot up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's been a very turbulent, topsy turvy, out of nowhere kind of start to the PGA Tour season. Or not like last year where Scotty just comes in and wins 9,000
Everything.
tournaments and, or just, okay, there might be six guys win all the tournaments, but it's all the big name guys. Chris Gotterup's won two times on the PGA Tour this season. Hand up. Anybody know Chris Gotterup the last few years? Nope.
No.
I mean, it's been a much different top of the PGA Tour this year. Uh, it hasn't didn't Tagala win once?
Yep.
You already brought up uh, Ashir. He's been better, but maybe the consistency, for lack of a better word, out of everybody hasn't really been there. They haven't been winning on a consistent basis, but I think that makes for a more intriguing tournament. Even though it does seem that every year a big name does seem to rise out of the ashes, maybe and just win it. Uh,
Yeah.
but Augusta is Augusta. It
True.
it is the most followed, watched tournament in golf every year. For if you want to talk about history or difficulty or whatever you want to talk about. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. I can't believe it's already Masters Week. Feel like PGA Tour just kicked off, but my favorite week in golf every year, bar none.
Oh, dude, it's not even close. The goosebumps with Georgia on my mind, dude. It's a thing, dude. And the next
I
time I get a chance to go back, I'm there, brother.
I do
It's
want to ask that as well. I feel like every year, like by February, I'm just getting bombarded watching sports with Georgia,
yeah.
Georgia. Is it just me, or did those not happen this year?
Oh, they happen.
Did they?
I say
I
I
must have
would
not
say I
been
haven't
tuned
seen
in
much
then.
of it. Yeah.
I'm with you, Brian. Like I normally every year, like I'm watching sports and everything, commercials come on. I'm in February going, I'm so ready for Masters. This year I'm like, oh shit, it's Masters weekend.
Dude,
Where were all the Masters stuff going on?
I'm pretty positive I saw a Masters commercial during the national championship of college football this year. I'm pretty
Well,
positive they ran one.
well, didn't that happen like 3 weeks ago? As long as the season took?
True, true. Yeah, that's a good point. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, I don't know.
It might have. I don't know. I just feel like every year is such a build up for Masters, and this year it kind of just snuck up on me like, oh crap,
It's
it's
here.
already Masters week, and which I'm super pumped for. Again, super, super, super pumped.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm so ready.
About the only weekend of golf that I watch every year. So
I do the majors.
I do all the majors
yeah.
players. I mean, in Phoenix, gotta watch all the clips coming out of there.
Oh, of course.
Oh
That was
yeah,
all.
for
I mean,
sure.
it's always
Yeah.
good, but yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, Augusta, the Masters does hold a special place when it comes to golf, and I'm hoping we get a banger of a tournament.
I agree. I'm gonna be dialed in at work today or tomorrow morning. Like
Agreed,
literally,
dude.
I'm gonna make sure my phone's nice and charged.
Every single broadcast. that they have. Sucks that you can't get them all from the very beginning, but
Download the app. The app you can literally like you have featured groups on the app. It's free.
on the Masters app,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
But it's
Um,
always feature groups. I know they can't do it, but I just want from first tee off to the very end, just give me everything all the time.
dude, do you remember? Do you remember last year? Like it was honestly kind of controversial. Everybody wanted to watch Bryson, and they didn't show a
They only
single
showed Rory.
shot,
It was just
Yeah.
Rory.
dude. Like people were pissed, and then the next day they showed every single one of his shots, every single shot. Like people were pissed. Like
I know.
I just want a Bryson cam, dude. Like I would do that. Like if Tiger was playing, I would just have a Tiger cam. Like just follow that guy around.
Yeah.
We got
See,
we got
I guess
drones.
I'm of the opposite thinking, I guess. I want just like normal golf coverage all the time. I hate the featured groups. I hate the featured holes. I hate the featured
Oh
players.
nah,
I want golf coverage. You
dude,
show me everything good all the time. Bounce back and forth.
dude. But
I don't like the featured. I
you have
really
to have
don't.
like five screens going with all the featured groups all at once, dude. That's what you do.
Yeah.
That's what
Lucas, as
on
a sports guy,
Saturday. That's what
I'm
I'm
all
doing.
about that. But like, I don't need to see hole 12 for 4 straight hours.
No, you don't. You literally have five screens, and you have the featured groups, and you watch all of their shots. It's most likely the 10 best golfers, and you watch them,
And
and you
here
watch
lies
all
my
their shots.
problem. Give me the normal NBC or whatever, whoever has broadcasting rights, main feed from
Burn.
from first from first tee off to the winner on Sunday. That's what I want the whole time.
Yeah.
And then life would all be good and we could all be happy.
Um, was last year Vern's last one? No, it was 2 years ago.
No, 2 years ago.
Yeah. 2 years.
Dang, man, it's not the same without Vern. Dang, I went to Augusta with Vern's last one.
Who do we have left? Like, is it Jim Nance or Bob
Jim Nance.
Costas? Who
Yeah.
who
Jim
does the
Nance.
Jim
Probably
Nance?
Nance.
Yeah.
Who the hell is Happy Gilmore?
It's an
Classic.
all-time Vern quote, man.
Yeah.
Dude,
All-time Vern
yes.
quote.
God, man. What a legend. But yeah, excited for the
Be good
Masters,
though.
boys. Happy Masters week. Should be good.
Heck
Should be
yeah.
great.
Yeah, should be great. Should be great. But yeah,
That's
that's all
all
I
I got,
got.
guys. All right. Well,
Yeah,
thanks for
I don't really want to talk NBA or anything else. We'll talk about that next week.
Yes,
no, it's a later problem. We can talk about
for
the
sure.
anti-taking beer prices.
Dude, what a I that would be the best strategy ever. And even for
Honestly,
baseball, dude.
yes.
We buried the lead, but welcome to your lead next week.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Thanks for everybody for watching. Continue to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family, follow our TikToks. Until next time, we'll see you next week.
See ya.